So welcome back. We are producing blocks with our stake pool. It's all looking nice, and we are ready to update our system all the way up to Alonzo era. So for us to do that, the first thing that we want to do is to start announcing that we are ready to move to protocol version 3, which will be Allegra. And for that, again, we want to update our configuration file. And so we will be announcing that we are ready to move to protocol version major 3. So now we are going to create the update proposal. I'm monitoring here where in the epoch I am. I'm slot 7000, so there is 2000 slots to go, so it is 200 seconds, so it's slightly more than 3 minutes, so it is totally fine. And let me just bring this create proposal, but again I will need to tweak it a little bit. Just to Control B. Let me just tweak it a little bit because I'm not even near the two stability windows before the end of the epoch. So I'm going to change this and I'm going to say I want this to be on epoch 11, moving to protocol major version 3. And again, I'm going to use the non-extended verification keys from the Genesis keys. And now I want to create the update v3 proposal. Let me just calculate the change of my transaction as I have done before. And I am ready to build this transaction. Again, when I am building this transaction using the Shelley era flag, I will be paying a 1 ADA fee as well. Invalid hereafter, the usual method that I have been using, 1000 slots after now. But if I run it now, I might be just a little bit in a hurry. So let me just change that to give me like 2000 slots, something like that will be fine. And anything that I need to change, I don't think so. So the output will go to payment address of pool 1, and the update proposal, for some reason I'm gonna pay with that. It doesn't really make much sense, but doesn't matter. Update the proposal file, and it will be reading the update v3 proposal that we just created before, and the output file will be the proposal transaction body. So it looks good. Let me just sign it. Again, it needs to be signed by the Genesis signing keys of the delegates, and needs to be signed by the payment the payment signing key, sorry, that will pay for the transaction fees. And we will produce the transaction sign for the proposal version 3. Now we are ready to create it, and from here we just need to wait until the start of epoch 11, because that's what we said here somewhere. When we created the proposal, we said this is valid for epoch 11. We are now on epoch 11, so we are ready to submit that. But before I go and submit it, let me just don't lose it this time. I'm gonna put the search in my logs here, and I'm gonna activate that search, and boom, I'm gonna submit the proposal, and I should see it there. There you go. This is the log that I missed the last time. I'm gonna search it again. Oops, let me get there. Okay, so this is the log that is telling us that we have reached the quorum because it is signed by the two delegate keys. And now we have another log message that is saying something related or not. No, it's not related. It's a different event. It's a leadership check. Yeah, nothing related. So yeah, we have submitted the update proposal, and now we just need to wait till the end of the epoch for the transaction for the update proposal to be adopted. So see you by the end of epoch 11, where we are gonna see our update proposal take place. But before that, I need to restart my my nodes so that they can pick up the new configuration that we changed here. So let me just do that again, one by one. There you go. And there you go. So our blocks now are announcing on the headers that we are ready to move to protocol version 3. So everything will be smooth and nice. So yeah, we are ready to get there. So we just need to wait for the end of the epoch. See you there. So here we are, and we have successfully transitioned to Allegra era, as we can see here in our query tip. And also, if we search in the logs, we will see that event ledger update, hard fork update, transition done, era index Shelley to era index Allegra, epoch number 12. So this is good. We have successfully transitioned our network to Allegra era. And we cannot stay here. We want to move on, and we want to be quick this time so that I don't have to wait another epoch. So I want to, again, I'm gonna modify my configuration file. I'm gonna announce I'm ready to move to protocol version 4, which will be Mary. This will require that I start my nodes again. So let me come here, stop it, restart it so that it can pick up the new configuration. And I will do the same for all the nodes, including my stake pool. And I'm ready to create my update proposal. And the update proposal is just rinse and repeat. It's the same. It just will say that I am ready to move to version 4. This time, because I'm gonna do it for this epoch, I'm gonna use my trick here to say that it is for this epoch. So there we go. We have created update.before proposal. Let me just calculate the change that I will be sending back to my own address after I pay for the transaction fees. Build the transaction, taking as input the update before proposal and producing the transaction body. Gonna sign it here. Again, it is gonna be signed by my payment keys for paying the transaction fees. I bet the delegates Shelley delegate keys. It is now signed, and when we submit it to the blockchain, we should see our log here that says that our proposal has reached the quorum. And again, we want to wait till the end of the epoch so that we can see the transition happening, and we will get into Mary era this time. So it's relatively simple. You already get it. It is not a hard deal. So this is how it works. This is how it works. It's looking nice. So see you by the end of epoch 12, where we will see the transition to Mary era. So here we are. We are getting closer to the end of the 12th epoch, and by the end of this epoch, we should see the the hard fork happening, the Mary hard fork happening. And we should see that very clear in our monitoring here, where we are querying the tip of the chain. And there we are. We just transitioned to Mary era at epoch 13. So looking good. So one more step to get to Alonzo, and you already know what we need to do. Alonzo, however, has a minor trick here. Alonzo uses protocol version 5 and protocol version 6. So we will have a hard fork to Alonzo era, and then within Alonzo an intra-era hard fork. So let's do that. And of course, we first want to, as we have done before, we want to update our configuration file. So we will announce that we are happy to move to protocol version 5, which is the first version of Alonzo. This will require that we restart our nodes so that they can pick up the new configuration. Restarting each one of those nodes, including the stake pool. And then we can simply create the update proposal as we have done before. We are early in the epoch, so it will transition by the end of this epoch. Again, using this change variable to calculate the change that we are going to send back to us after we pay the transaction fees. And ready to build the transaction, including our B5 proposal. Nothing new apart from the file name we are, and the proposal itself, of course, where we say that we are moving to protocol version 5, as it's here. Create the transaction body, sign it, and ready to submit it. And once we submit it, again, we should see a ledger event. Ledger is a bad search. Event is a good one because this is how it shows. Event, ledger update. Again, the proposal reached the quorum. True. So nothing else to do for now until we reach the end of the epoch, where at epoch 14 we will see the network transitioning to Alonzo era. So see you there. So we are almost there. We are approaching the end of this epoch, where we should see the Alonzo hard fork happening. And from there, we will be very close to having our second to last update, which will be the Alonzo intra-era hard fork. Then we will need to create a second stake pool and bring the centralization down to 0. And then finally, we'll be transitioning to Babbage era. So it is still some steps to take, but it's all really looking really nice, and hopefully you are grasping the idea of how these update proposals work. And we are a few slots away from the Alonzo hard fork. And it is happening now. Perfect. We should see it there, and again we should see it in the log files. Ledger update, hard fork update transition done. We are now in Alonzo era, as also our mini explorer here says. So it's great, looking good. So one last step before we one last step to move to the correct version of Alonzo, which is again updating our configuration file. Now moving from protocol version 5 to protocol version 6. And again, we will restart our nodes, announcing that we are ready. There we go. And create the proposal to say that we go to protocol version 6. Again, using my change variable to create my change, creating my transaction body using the V6 proposal, creating the V6 proposal transaction body. Let's sign this transaction. And finally submitting this to the chain. So we should have seen that event registered, and it is hard fork update in ERA, and proposal reached quorum. That's totally fine, and we are going to protocol version major 6. So all looking good. Nothing else to do apart from waiting for epoch 15, where this epoch where this hard fork will take place. This will be an intra-era hard fork, meaning that we will remain in Alonzo era. Okay, so see you by the end of this epoch, and from there we will be very close to Babbage era. So see you in a few minutes. So here we are, and we are getting really close to our Alonzo intra-era hard fork, just a few slots away from it, and we should see the transition right now, exactly right now. So let me just grab the logs here and search for the event, and we have it. There it is. So we have the intra-era hard fork happening, and with that we are happily in Alonzo. And from here, the only things that we have to do is create another stake pool, bring the centralization down to 0, start in a full decentralized way, and then we will transition to Babbage. But that will happen in the next video. So see you there.